Hello and welcome to Monday night's Facebook Live. I hope you can join us. For those of you that are watching the recording afterwards, lovely to have you on the call as well. And if you join live, then thank you for coming on a Monday night after last week was a little bit of a technological hiccup. So if you do join the call live, say hi. Danny, I can see you're on. Actually, I've gone back to an old version of dashboard, so now I can actually see who's on the call with the new version of the Facebook dashboard. I couldn't see who was on the call. So tonight we're just going to be exploring where the energy is at the moment, because as this whole lockdown period, physical distancing, social distancing period is now kind of transitioning, and we're moving into a bit of an opening up of the energy. I'm noticing that people are reacting in a variety of different ways depending on what the change means for them, what the transition and the adjustment means for them. Hi Mary Lou, thanks for joining. Hi Danny for saying hi, thank you. So it is another period of change. So we've been through the period of change where COVID was coming, and we went through the period of change of lockdown and quarantining and isolation, and now we're going through another period of change where things are opening up a bit, and it can create a bit of tension, a bit of anxiety, because there's uncertainty there. We're not really sure what we're doing. We haven't been through this experience before, this part of the experience, and so it can create some inner tension for us. And it really depends on what our circumstances are. For some people, this whole lockdown period has been a period of quietude and a more relaxed energy, and the isolation has served us well. For some people, it's been a really frenzied time with things like homeschooling and changes in job situations and job losses, or if you're a health worker and been on the front line with all of the changes coming through there. So for some people, life has been really topsy-turvy. For some people, it's been a more calming period, a bit of a break from all the busyness of life. And so as we go through the next change and transition, it can have a different implications for us. Hi Sonia, hi Michelle, thanks for joining the call. So I just wanted to really explore it with everyone, how you're feeling at the moment. Obviously every state is different and every nation is different in how the rules are changing at the moment. So I'm just wondering where you're at the moment, how you're feeling, and how you're anticipating what perhaps the effects of the change, this next transition period, might be like for you. So if you can say hi in the chat box and just share where things are at for you, that would be helpful. I've personally noticed, just while I'm sort of waiting for you to chat, I've noticed for myself this next period of change really brings with it an uncertainty, a kind of like a funky energy, as people are a little bit wary of each other and don't quite know how to navigate it. So I've had meetings with people where it's been, I'm not sure whether I'm allowed to hug you or we're meant to hug. We kind of need to keep a safe distance, but we've all been quarantining, so we feel like there's nothing here we need to protect ourselves from. Hi Meg, thanks for joining the call. So there's this kind of funkiness. It's like I'm doing the funky dance. We don't really know how to do the dance at the moment, and so I've noticed that. I've also noticed sometimes a very affronting or confronting wariness of people. Like I was walking along the footpath the other day, and this couple were walking in the opposite direction, and normally you just pass, maybe you'd smile, say hello, and as we got closer, this couple left the footpath, went onto the road, around parked cars in order to avoid me, and I felt like, wow, okay, that's an experience of what the energy of ism is like racism, separatism, that real energy of fear and separation. I felt like, okay, they're avoiding me. There's something wrong with me. It wasn't a mutual thing. They'd made the decision to move away from me. And so that was kind of a bit funky as well. And I was talking with a girlfriend, and she said that was the energy in the supermarket. People were like coming into each other's space, but keeping this really strange distance and not making eye contact, not being warm with each other, not smiling, not seeing perhaps the humor in the situation as we're having to dance around the supermarket aisles. There was more this energy of tension and fear, a residual of fear, and even perhaps a new type of fear, because we're now able to be out and about more, but we have to keep space. So there's this wariness of each other. So how are you guys finding it? Danielle has said, I have mixed feelings about the next changes. Yeah, mixed feelings in what sense, Danielle? Maybe you'd like to expand on that a bit more. Hi Haley, thanks for joining. Haley said, hello to everyone, thank you. Feeling like there's lots of color and chaos in the universe. I'm working hard to stay grounded and outside of it. It's like I'm looking into one of those kaleidoscopes with the turning shapes and colors. Love that. That pretty much describes what I've been experiencing being out and about. It's fine when I'm cocooned at home, but when I go out and about, it's this fun. The only word I can give to it is funky, but kaleidoscope, turning kaleidoscope is a really great visual for that. Hi Simone, thanks for joining. Seems automatic behavior. They're very respectful here in France of the distance, not so much for themselves, but respecting for each other. Great, so there's a lovely energy of respect there. Yeah, in respect, there can be a warmth. I think that can be the difference rather than fear. There's like, oh, it's this energy. Respect is, we're still connected and as human beings, and we respect that this is what's required at the moment. So it's a lovely distinction there. Danielle, mixed feelings, fear, and then freedom to be, but then cautious about distancing. All over the shop. Yeah, I think I'm experiencing the all over the shop as I go out and about and kind of feel energy. Some people, the energy is very relaxed. Other people, it's really confronting. And then there's that whole mixture, so that kaleidoscope of experiences and colours, I think, is really true. Anyone else like to share? Mary Lou, not enjoying the pace of the world increasing, but it seems to be contagious. With many of my customers deciding that they will continue to work from home, I've realised that my business is no longer viable in the long term. Okay, sad, but looking at options. Yeah, I think that's one of the challenges many of us are going to face, is that the nature of businesses are going to change. Some are really going to struggle. Some are going to have to change the way they're working. I feel for some businesses that have changed during this lockdown period, perhaps as the level of activity comes back up at a very slow pace, businesses might perhaps keep employees on in a more of a part-time role, or 80% of what they were doing before. So some organisations might say we can't afford to be operating at the full pace that we were before with all the full staffing and full pay and things. So I think there's going to be a lot of people, my own clientele, a lot of people lost work, and so that impacts things. So I think looking at the options is really important. I think we're all going to be looking at options and differently. One of what I'd intended to speak about or explore last week was looking at immunity or immunity, and perhaps the answer to increase our immunity or immunity is actually through community or community. That through working together, we become stronger, not just collectively, but individually. And so going forward, the answer for all of us in helping us to be stronger in our physical immunity and our financial immunity and our capacity to work through these changes and to survive and thrive and flourish will be learning how to work together differently. Coming up with collaborative and cooperative new ways of working going forward and sharing things. So we might explore that next week or in a couple of weeks' time. But for now, I think the energy is in this funky kaleidoscope period of change that it's perhaps a bit premature. But certainly considering the options as we're looking ahead now rather than looking behind is really important. So thanks for sharing that, Mary Lou. And I think one of the things that I've really been contemplating and noticing as I've been out and about and working with clients has been the energy of fear. And during the lockdown, it's really interesting. During the lockdown, we kind of, whilst there was fear, we kind of had this feeling, well, I'm at home, so I'm safe. But the outside world is to be feared, and doorknobs are to be feared, and someone sneezing is to be feared, and touching things in the supermarket is to be feared. And so there's lots of, and obviously everything in the news headlines was pretty challenging. So there's a lot of energy of fear that has come up during this whole experience globally. And I think that's a little bit of what's going to be the hangover during this time as we transition out of the lockdown and into being more out and about, as life starts to get a little bit more active, is this residue of fear and how that impacts on us, and how fear might come into the equation in terms of contemplating job changes that we were just speaking about, contemplating interactions with other people, being physically out in the world, getting back on trains and buses and commuting and traveling more, and without even thinking about airplane travel or anything like that, but to become aware of where the energy of fear is for us, what things are triggering that energy of fear and how that's impacting on us, I think is really important. And if we can move through this transition period being aware of it and actually doing something about it rather than allowing it to sit there or to build within us, that it then creates tension and anxiety and nervousness and worry and concern about the future, if we can actually be aware, okay, the energy of fear is coming up here, and that's an opportunity for me to do something with it, to release the energy and to look at what my fear is and to reassure myself that it is going to be okay. I will be okay. I am safe. I am here in this moment. My needs are met and everything is okay. Then we can work with that energy to heal it, because I think that has been rippling across the planet over these past few months, and it's what we do with it that will really determine how we are mentally and emotionally and physically going forward. I've read some articles to do with mental health issues, and there's concerns that as we come out of lockdown, there'll be more people with mental health concerns. And again, it's that opportunity to look at what's the fear underneath that's creating that anxiety, that tension, that concern that we might not be okay, we might not be safe, we might not be able to cope coming out of this period. So what about you guys that are live on the call? Where do you notice fear plays a part? Have you been noticing it coming up or showing itself differently? Have you been experiencing fear as you've been getting out and about or thinking about getting out and about? How has fear been playing a part for you? How have you been finding it? If you want to chat in the chat box, that would be great. Any thoughts on that? How have you been noticing it in other people? Maybe not yourself, maybe in other people. Danielle has said there's two types of fear that are playing up for her. One is around uncertainty of work. Hi Florence, nice of you to join the call. Simone has said mind storms in the wee hours of sleep. Those mind storms, as you well know, Simone, they can be our mental energy, and when we're sleeping we can also be picking up on more of the collective mental energy that might be a bit stormy at the moment. So Danielle has said 2 types of fears. One is around uncertainty of work, and the other is around how other people are behaving socially, not respecting the distancing. It's almost like I'm scared to venture out. Yeah, and that's where I see this kaleidoscope that was so beautifully expressed, where some people are really mindful of the social distancing and keeping it. I went for a walk in the park yesterday, and the energy seemed to be really light and joyful. There was lots of people and families and friends out playing and gathering. There were birthday parties around the barbecue pits and things, and there was a group of picnickers in the middle of the oval, so they were keeping a safe distance from everyone else. But as I'm walking past, I found myself counting how many people are at that gathering. Is that permissible? Like the good girl in me that, you know, abides by the rules was counting and going, oh, there's 3 more people than what they're allowed, and they're all close on the picnic blanket sharing food together and singing happy birthdays. So and then I was even analyzing, are they of the same family, but they were a group of young adults, and you could kind of tell that it was, a bunch of different housemates come together to have a picnic. So they may or may not have been abiding by the rules, but just the fact that I was concerning myself with their business said that there's a part of me that was in a bit of fear and worry and nervousness there. So being scared to venture out and how we're keeping distance from other people. Mary Lewis said, I went to a birthday dinner, no hugs, kisses, no blowing out the candles. Aww! The love all vibe was a little bit sad. Like, will this never end? Will it ever go back to normal? Yeah. Danielle said she did the same on Saturday. Yeah. So it's a weird world. Funky is my word for this transition period. It's a funky period. How do we navigate it? And I guess ultimately the point is, how do we navigate it for ourselves as we are moving through transition, as the individual that we are and the person at the center of our life and our little part of the universe and the circles of influence that we're part of, family groups, work groups, relationship groups, friendship groups. How do we navigate our energy during this time as the energy around us is funky? And for me, the main thing is really being aware and deliberate in the way I go about that. And we're going to do a process in just a few minutes to just give you one way that you might like to manage your own energy during this. Hi Emma, lovely to see you on the call. Meg has said that she's returned to work today, a sense of unease about the place. Unease is another word, that applies to this period. It's uneasy, like we don't know, we can't be the way we were, and we don't know how we're meant to be in the future, and we're uneasy about how we do it now. I think that's it. There's kind of this awkwardness, unease, funky energy. Someone could write a fantastic song and dance about that. I think it would be pretty funny. Simone has said, and we survived centuries of blowing out candles on birthday cakes, then eating it all together. Yeah. Hi Christine, lovely to have you on the call. I find it strange that people seem less inclined to randomly speak to others when out and about. Yeah. I, on the other hand, am speaking to everyone. I'm saying hello to everyone. I'm thanking everyone along the way. I'm smiling at everyone. I'm doing my best to stay open here from the heart. And, this speaks it, and these speak it, and this speaks it. And I think feeling our connection while we're still social distancing, and I still can't figure out what's going to happen with restaurants where we have to sit 4 meters apart and 1.5 meters between people and a limit of people. Like I haven't yet ventured out to a cafe or a restaurant to have that experience, because I think that's going to be really doing the funky dance, not the chicken dance, but the funky dance. How do we connect? Because really that's part of this transition, is how do we connect when we're still distancing? We're no longer in lockdown and connecting through the internet as our only form of connection, or the telephone. We're now physically able to be in spaces together, but how do we connect when we can't hug and we can't kiss and we can't do what our natural instincts are, which is to physically connect and embrace? Like, watch out, you guys, if you're in my orbit when we can physically hug, I'm just going to squeeze the life out of you, because I'm desperate for those hugs and to really feel the presence of people and to let them know how much I love them through that physical connection. So how do we connect and feel fully in that flow within ourselves whilst we are still respecting that physical distance and not overstepping those parameters that we're being asked collectively to respect and keep to? Hi Sula, lovely to have you on the call. Sula said my routine is now what normal? I'm going to get my glasses on. I think I'm misreading something here. My local park was that full of families enjoying the outdoors, cars parked outside the car park. This was the normal routine when I was young. Over time it changed, routine changed, technology changed. Now it was back to the park for natural family fun. How life used to be. So there you go. That's another example of things. Christine, great idea. I've been hugging trees. Why didn't I think of that? Been squeezing the life out of my dog. I need to go and hug a tree, or 20. Yeah, so these are great suggestions that we can all do. And I think the way we navigate this transition, obviously it's up to us individually how we manage our energy, but if we can identify when fear is kicking in and actually reassure ourselves that I'm safe, it's okay, I'm protected, all is well, my body is well, my body is safe, and we can connect by staying open-hearted, even while respecting that physical distance, then we all move through this with a sense of ease and grace and love and celebration of life without cutting ourselves off. And perhaps that's the distinction. I'm noticing that uneasiness and that awkwardness is when fear kicks in and we separate ourselves because we're not feeling safe. But that doesn't mean we have to close this off. It doesn't mean we have to separate our energy or our hearts and our shared humanity in this experience. So this smiling soul, joy radiating through this, or even just through this, loving thoughts, loving kindness, compassion, and first and foremost for ourselves, being kind for ourselves during this awkward period of uncertainty, being kind with whatever it is that we're feeling, and recognizing we haven't been through this before. None of us have this lifetime. Only the very elders of our community have been through experiences like this. For most people, obviously some people have been through experiences that have had all sorts of things happen, but this shared global experience is something that we haven't been through before, and the isolation is something that most of us haven't been through before. So to be kind to ourselves and recognize there is uncertainty, there is a little bit of anxiety and awkwardness and not knowing how to act, what to do as things change, and recognizing the change is going to continue to roll on. And so being kind to ourselves is one of the great gifts that we can give to ourselves. And when we're kind to ourselves, then our energy relaxes, and then other people will feel that relaxed state when they're within our energy. Hi Jill, lovely to have you on the call. So does anyone have any questions about that, or anything else that you'd like to add or comment, or anything else that you've experienced? Anything that you'd like to share? Jill, if you've just joined, we're talking about this transition period and what it means for people and how it can bring up uncertainty and anxiety and a period of adjustment. One of the questions we can ask ourselves is, what does this period mean for me? So like Mary Lou, it means contemplating different job possibilities and work possibilities and recognizing the changes on that front. For some people, it's the adjustment of children going back to school and then not knowing what to do because maybe we've lost our job or our work circumstances have changed. So looking at what does it mean for me and how can I use this time wisely and well as well. Simona said, I need to go back to work now. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks, Simone. Thanks for joining the call. So I might use that as a segue for us to do a visualization together. And this is something that you can use anytime to really just bring in that state of peace and safety and grace and groundedness. And we're going to then share that out in the world so that we're giving that gift, that service, that light into the world and radiating that energy so that it brings a sense of ease to other people who might be willing to accept that energy, that it might assist them in some way. So unless you've got anything else to type in the chat box, let's just take a moment or two to close our eyes and just take a couple of slow, deep breaths. Just inviting your body to relax, breathing deep into your belly. Taking 3 lovely, slow, deep breaths. Breathing in fresh new air and energy. And breathing out the old energy. With each breath, breathing this way deep into the belly, we let go of toxins. And we release the old energy that doesn't serve us anymore. And then just imagine a beautiful, radiant white star, beautiful, radiant light, about 3 feet, a meter above your head. And just imagine connecting with this light as it shines down over you and radiates its beautiful white light down over you, warming you, bringing in that fresh, clear light. And then imagine that light radiating down through the crown of your head, bringing the light into your physical body. And just allowing that white light to radiate down through the central channel of your body, down through, from the crown of the head, down through that third eye area in the middle of your head, the brow, energy center or chakra. It's coming down from the crown chakra down to the third eye area. And just breathing that beautiful radiant white light down from the third eye area, down into your throat area. And just breathing this beautiful white light into your throat chakra, allowing it to flow down with ease and with grace. And then just imagine breathing it down through, from the throat area, down through your spine, down into your heart center, the energy center in the middle of your chest, your heart chakra. And just imagine this beautiful radiant white light coming into your heart chakra and filling this space. And down into your solar plexus area, just below your diaphragm, where your ribs meet. Filling this area with this beautiful radiant white light. And from there it continues to travel down to your sacral chakra, that energy center just below your navel. filling this area with beautiful white light. And then the light continues its journey down from that sacral area down into the base of your spine at that perineal area, the base chakra, filling this energy center, the root chakra or base chakra at the base of your spine, filling it with white light, bringing this radiant, vibrant, clear energy down the whole way through your body, and then traveling on from the base chakra down through the legs, through the soles of your feet, down into the earth, as far down into the earth as the energy needs to go for you to feel anchored and grounded in your energy. And then imagine this beautiful white light that is radiated down through your body. Imagine it filling the whole of your body with this beautiful, peaceful energy. With every breath, breathing it from every energy center, imagine it just gently expanding to fill your physical body with this beautiful, radiant white light, this vibrant energy, this peaceful energy that is your connection with your divinity and your grace. And with each breath, breathing this white light out, expanding it to fill your body and really affirming, I am safe. My body is safe. My immune system is healthy and well. My body is strong and vibrant. It's safe for me to be here. And the knowing I am connected, fully connected with my higher self and all that is, and that all is happening for the highest good. Really affirming all is well in my world. And as you do, and that energy expands to fill your body, imagine surrounding yourself in a beautiful bubble of white light, sealing your energy field around you, about 3 feet or 1 meter in all directions, surrounding your energy field. Knowing that your energy field is sealed and whole. Sealed and complete. And then around that beautiful bubble of white light that you've surrounded yourself in, imagine a circle of blue flame of protection. And as you've set that blue flame around your sealed bubble, you set the intent that only love may enter, and that your energy and your energy field is safe and protected, shielded and supported. So you are now in your bubble with your field of protection around you. And really, this is all we need. Our connection above and below, sealing our energy field, setting that intent that we are safe and protected, shielded and supported on all levels of our being. We are now in our bubble, connected with life, connected with all that is. We are safe, we are well. Ultimately, that's all the protection we need. That knowing that we are safe, we are protected, we are well. That knowing that we are connected with the divinity within us, with the grace that flows through us. That we are being supported and assisted from above and below. And that we are connected with the whole of life and all that is. And then just imagine breathing that beautiful radiant white light out as a very gentle ripple, a very gentle wave across the planet. Just offering that grace to anyone who might like to receive it. That grace, that knowing that all is well. that we have peace in our heart, that we are all part of this one shared humanity, and that our hearts are open as we receive that energy through us and offer it out to those who would like to receive it. So just imagine breathing out that beautiful white light as a ripple that slowly, gently ripples across the planet, as we all offer that as a gift, as part of our service, what we can share, how we can help to just ease some of the energy on the planet at the moment. That none of us need to be fearful for ourselves or of each other. That we can all receive this beautiful, loving energy of light. Without condition, without any rules or regulations, just giving it freely as a gift of grace, a gift of love and a gift of oneness. And then just slowly bring your awareness back into your heart space. And maybe just bringing your left hand up onto your heart area and just giving yourself a little bit of extra kindness, recognizing these are unusual times. And giving ourselves that little gift of kindness, that as we travel through the days and weeks ahead and we navigate the bumps in energy, that we just remember to be kind to ourselves and to pass on that kindness through little acts of kindness, even simply a smile. Smile of a thank you, a smile of compassion, a smile of humor as we navigate this funny, funky time. So giving yourself that gift, just bringing your awareness into the here and the now, into your body, becoming aware of the space around you, feeling the seat, the chair you're seated in. And just slowly having a bit of a stretch, giving your fingers and toes a bit of a wriggle. And just gently opening your eyes whenever you feel ready. Hello to those who joined the call while we were doing the visualization. I hope you could join in it. And for those that have been part of the visualization, maybe you'd just like to say hi in the chat box, let me know you're back, haven't left anyone in the ethers, and just share how that experience was for you. There's lots of little bubbles coming up, loves and likes and smiles, which is lovely. Those little bubbles come up, the ripple goes out. I'm feeling full, loved up, much more coherent in my energy. The kaleidoscope has stopped turning and now it's just beautiful colors. How are you feeling? How did you find that? We'll have a dose of love while I wait for your comments. Did anyone have difficulty with that visualization or have any questions? Danielle, you're feeling calm, feeling the self-love and kindness. Beautiful. Mary Lou, feeling calmer in your back. Excellent. So that's an exercise, as with any of the Facebook Lives that we've been doing this year. I think there's a visualization in every one, so there's been about 14 since the year has been back. You can go back through any of them and find, just speed forward to the section where we go through the process, the visualization, and use any of those as a tool or technique. Save them on your phone, record them yourself as a visualization you can do for yourself, just to help anchor, ground our energy, reconnect with that peace, that grace that is within us. That is that state of grace where we are well regardless of the energy around us. And that's why sealing our energy in that bubble is so important. It's not so much protecting us from terrible things that are outside of us. It's taking responsibility for keeping our energy whole and stable and not taking on all the energies that we pass through as we go about the day. And it's been easier to be in our bubble when we've been in isolation, but now as we go through this transition and things open up and we're starting to get back out into the world, it can feel like a bit of a shock feeling other people's energy again. And so doing that practice at the start of your day to simply seal your energy, call in the light of your higher self, anchor it, surround yourself in white light, a circle of blue flame. That sets your energy for the day, that as you do start to experience more and more energies, and as the energy around us does start to get busier, then we're not taking any of it on. And we can stay anchored and calm and in that state of grace and know that we are safe, we are well, regardless of what is or isn't going on around us. Meg said, love the blue flame around us. Yeah. So that blue flame, when I first learnt about it, I learnt it in the context of it's the blue flame of Archangel Michael. However you think about it, it doesn't matter. You don't have to attach any beliefs to it whatsoever. It is simply the power of intent that we call in that light and set the intent that we are surrounded, safe, protected, shielded, supported on all levels of our being, or however you like to affirm it. There is no right or wrong. Don't get caught up in any dogma around it. Just set that intent, set your energy, and know that you are safe. And that knowing is our most powerful and potent force. Christine, nice joining in while having a soak in the bath. Beautiful. A little bit of self-care, self-nurturing, self-kindness. Great example there. So whatever you can do over the coming week to seal your energy, set your energy, anchor your energy, be kind to yourself, little acts of kindness to yourself, and ripple that out in the world. That just sends a bit more of that calming energy as we go through this period of transition, and can just slow down the speed of that kaleidoscope to enjoy the colors. Then I think that's a beautiful gift we can give to ourselves and each other. Thank you for joining. Meg, love sending out the energy out to others as well. Yeah, thank you for that. And that is our service that we can do. So fill ourselves up first, and then why not share it with the world? Sealing our energy so that we're not taking on the world's energy, but we're able to gift that. And that's a beautiful thing we can do to help calm and smooth the energy while we all go through these changes. So thank you so much to those of you who joined the call live and to those who have watched the recording afterwards. Have a beautiful week. I'll be back next Monday. And really thank you to everyone that's added their comments and their experience and sharing. And hopefully we can continue this and look at ways that we can, in community, actually build our immunity together collectively. So have a beautiful week. Bye.